Welcome back, Disney fans, to another magical episode of the Jamie and Stephen Show. Today, we're looking to the sky, literally with Disney's Chicken Little. This 2005 film marked a bold leap for Disney as their first fully computer animated movie without Pixar's help. And it's, well, a little different from your typical Disney classics. So grab your acorn helmets, look to the skies, and join us for a fun and feather-filled Disney discussion. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Threads at The Jamie and Stephen Show. And if you enjoy this episode, please share, download, and leave us a review. Your support means the world to us. Yay! So, Chicken Little.
Yes.
Yeah, 2005, the 46th classic. Do you remember? Did you go to the cinema? Did you? No, I didn't.
Didn't go to the cinema. I think we discussed this ages. I think the last film that I went to go see at the cinema that was a Disney film was Tarzan.
Oh, yeah, you did say that, before. Well, in case those listeners that join us and haven't listened to any previous episodes, they'll know now.
Yes, there we go.
So at this point, me and Stephen aren't going to the cinema to watch Disney films.
No.
I am currently in Spain.
Yes.
And this is a year before I meet then.
So I'm also not going to the cinema really to watch any films at this point. This is when I kind of stopped liking the cinema.
Well, you're in the heart of your teen years at this point.
Yeah. It picks up again later, but yeah, at this point, I'm not bothered about the cinema at all.
Well, and we also said in previous episodes that we didn't get the escapism, especially with Disney films at this point. No. Okay, right. IMDb synopsis.
Mm-hmm.
After ruining his reputation with the town, a courageous chicken must come to the rescue of his fellow citizens when aliens start an invasion.
I don't actually have a synopsis. I forgot that we do that. So yeah.
It's like part of our thing, Stephen.
I know. Yeah, no, I can't think of one on my feet. I must be forgiven though. I'm coming down with a cold.
Oh, that's no excuse.
It will be. This is my second cold of in 2 weeks, and my third overall this year.
Oh, 2026.
Yeah. So I'll be forgiven, I'm sure.
Oh, well, to be honest, I don't think your synopsis would have made it any better.
Oh, moving on.
Right, it's an hour and 21 minutes. Thank God it is only this long. It's got 5.7 stars on IMDb, which is very generous. It should be more of the 4.9 mark.
No, I don't agree there.
Oh,
I don't agree with that one.
It cost 150 million, which I didn't think was too bad considering it's their first fully 3D animated, CGI film without using Pixar, and it grossed 314.4 million.
Weird, because this one actually was financially successful.
I know.
But people don't like it, and it's
I know.
Obviously, I did a whole episode on it myself, all by myself, becoming more into it. But basically, this was the film that could have ended Disney animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just surprises me that people call it the low point of Disney. No, I don't agree with that.
Okay. Right, the director.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mark Dindal, who we've spoken before when we did Emperor's New Groove.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the guy that had been with Disney before, and then he left because he did a film that I mentioned called Cats Don't Dance, which me and Holly loved. It was like, it went straight to video, but it was like one of those 90s animated films. You know, there was loads. There was like the Dawn Bluths and all that, and this was one of them that nobody really heard of, but we loved it. And yeah, and then he was asked back to do or to help with Emperor's New Groove. And then yeah, this is his first like solo directorial film with Disney. He's also the writer as well. So him and Mark Kennedy were the story writers. And Mark Kennedy was in the art department for Hercules, Treasure Planet, and Home on the Range.
Home on the Range.
Screenplay was written by Ron Anderson, Ron J. Friedman, and Steve Benchik or Bensich. The two Rons both worked on The Penguins of Madagascar and Inspector Gadget 2. No, that's a lie. It's Ron Friedman and Steve Bensich. Sorry. They worked together on Brother Bear, Open Season, Ariel 3, and Cinderella 3. Yeah, Ron Anderson was Penguins of Madagascar and Inspector Gadget 2.
So Cinderella 3 is good. Inspector Gadget 2 is not.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the writing team, and the producer I've written down because he we have mentioned his name a couple of times in previous films. He's been with Disney for a long time, and it was Randy Fulmer who was the producer. And sadly, he passed away in 2023 at 73 years old. But he was involved with Emperor's New Groove, Beauty and the Beast, and the Mickey Three Musketeers, to name a few. So yeah, sadly, there is a lot of deaths.
Yeah,
with this film.
Yeah.
So before we get on to the cast, did you have anything to say in regards to how this came about?
Yeah, so to give it briefly, basically Disney Animation's going down the toilet at this point. It's not considered one of the best films. The best eras. You've got Roy E. Disney, who's saying we need to get rid of Eisner. Eisner is saying no, we're doing okay. We're gonna move into CGI. That's what we're gonna do. You've then got Pixar who are saying, well, our contract's up, so we're going to look elsewhere unless you want to renegotiate that contract. But we're not having the same terms. And basically, the last thing that Disney could do was to make a CGI animated film. And this was it. They looked at the different stories because one of the things that Walt used to do way back when was to pick up on these little like fairy tales and stories, myths, legends, and things. And actually, they produced in Walt's time in 1943 a short which was called basically Not Chicken Little. So the project started in 2001, but this story, although it was Chicken Little, the character of Chicken Little was actually female. So when we get onto the casts,
okay,
a lot of people who were considered for the roles, some of them were female, some of them are male, and that goes for kind of a lot of the characters in this film. They switch gender through different versions.
Okay.
The original one was about the chicken suffering from paranoia, and basically she was getting like panic attacks and things, which would cause the panic outbreaks in her hometown. So she was sent to a camp, which was called Camp Yes You Can. And basically, that's where she met her friends. Yeah, the same friends as in the final film, but as I said, some of them were a little bit different. And that's when they discovered that the sheep that are running the camp are actually wolves in sheep's clothing.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
Right.
However, in early 2003, David Stainton became Disney's new president of Walt Disney Feature Animation. and he decided that the story just needed a completely different approach.
Okay.
And basically, it took 3 months to rewrite the film into the film that we know today. So a male chicken who saves his town from space aliens.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the cast on paper is impressive.
It's a very good cast. Overall, very good cast.
Yes. Right, so we'll start with the title character,
Yeah.
Chicken Little,
Mm-hmm.
and he's voiced by Zach Braff, who people will know from Scrubs. He plays JD, the main doctor. He's in Oz the Great and Powerful. He plays Frank. I only watched that once, so I can't quite remember the character. And he had like this indie cult film, Garden State. I mean, he's done loads of others, but they're the three that I thought, oh yeah, people will know him.
Even I know from Scrubs.
Yeah, and that's making a return in February. So yeah, so he'll be back on the screen as JD.
So basically, the reason why he was cast, one of the reasons, sorry, was Mark Dindal described his voice as he pitched his voice slightly to sound like a junior high school kid. Right there, that was really unique. And then he had such great energy. Do you know who else was considered for the role?
No.
So originally, it was Holly Hunter. You don't
Is
know if
this
that
when
name.
it was supposed to be a
That's
female?
when it was female.
Okay.
So Holly Hunter, Mrs. Incredible.
Yeah.
But when they changed to male, they auditioned 40 actors,
Okay.
which included, I'm not going to read them all out, but
No.
included Michael J. Fox, David
Yeah.
Foley, D.B. Sweeney, Ben Stiller, Matt Damon, Justin Long, Steve Carell, Leonardo DiCaprio,
Oh no.
Shia LaBeouf, I don't know who that is. Shia
Shia
LaBeouf?
LaBeouf.
Yes.
Yeah, Transformers. And he was asked, and do you know what? Actually, he would have been good because he was a Disney child star, and he did a program called Even Steven.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he would have been good.
Out of those that I've mentioned so far, I think Ben Stiller or potentially Steve Carell. There was also Steve Martin,
No.
John Heder, Matthew Broderick, Jason King, Jack Black, Paul Walker, Robin Williams, John Travolta, Tom Kenny, Nathan Lane, Drake Bell and Josh Peck, Keanu Reeves,
Oh my God.
and David Spade.
Okay, David Spade, maybe. You mentioned D.B. Sweeney. Now, obviously, we've had him a couple of times because he's the voice of Aladar in Dinosaur. But it didn't. There's a lot of those voices where I just think, oh no, they're too deep, too manly.
Yeah.
But Justin Long, I could see because his voice is like a teenagery, and at that time as well, he would have been a lot younger. And yeah, David Spade, but maybe it just might have been too soon after Emperor's New Groove. Michael J. Fox definitely would have been able to do a youngish voice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Zach Braff.
Oh yeah, no, and it fits. It really does fit.
Right. Buck Cluck, his dad, he's voiced by Gary Marshall. Now, Gary is one of those, he's so talented. Like, he writes, he directs, he acts. Yeah, sadly, he passed in 2016, though. His filmography, as you would say, is like so impressive. And, especially during our lifetime. So just to name a small few, he directed Pretty Woman, directed the New Year's Eve, multi-story
Oh,
rom-com,
yeah.
as well as the Mother's Day one and the Valentine's Day one. And he directed Princess Diaries 1 and 2, Runaway Bride, and of course, he has that little part in Hocus Pocus. But yeah, and I thought he was suited to playing the dad.
So there was always going to be a dad. This is one of the genders that didn't change in the film.
Okay.
Other actors to play the role. Oh, audition, sorry. We have James Earl Jones,
Oh, that could have been good.
Peter Falk, Bill Murray, which, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
do you know what? I would have pronounced it Stephen Colbert, but it's Colbert, isn't it?
Oh, him that does the Late Show.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Christian Slater, Dennis
No.
Hopper, Dan Aykroyd,
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne, James Wood,
Oh,
Martin Sheen, and Willem Dafoe.
oh.
I will say that out of all of those, for me personally, I think only Bill Murray could have done it as well as Gary Marshall. Everyone else would have done it in a very different way, and I don't know if that would have worked
Mm.
because obviously, he's a desperate working class dad just trying to do the best.
Yeah.
He's meant to be every day, and I think someone like James L. Jones would. He's not got
Sound
an
too
everyday voice.
wise.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
got an everyday voice, which is
Yeah.
brilliant for other roles. But for this one, I think it just needed to be every day. And
Mm-hmm.
Bill Murray has that
Yeah.
ability.
Okay, interesting. Right, so his friends, Abby Mallard. So
Yeah.
she's like the ugly duckling, supposed to be. And oh my God, did they make her ugly?
Yes.
Yeah. She's voiced by Joan
Cusack.
Cusack. Yeah. For some reason, I didn't write the surname. Anyway, yeah, John Cusack, who is Jessie from Toy Story
Yeah.
2. She's in Adam's Family Values.
Yes. Oh, love that. I love her in that.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Yeah, love her in that. She is also in Runaway Bride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she plays our best friend, and she's in and Out. Now we've mentioned her before, and I can't remember what Disney film it was because I said to you how you should watch In and Out because it's Kevin Kline and how he finds out later in life that he was gay, and everybody thinks he's gay, but he hasn't realized
Okay.
he's gay. And Tom Selleck is like a reporter. It's good, and Joan Collins is supposed to marry him, but yeah.
Joan Collins.
Joan Cusack, sorry. Joan Cusack.
What
Why
was
did I
that?
say Joan Collins?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Joan Cusack. But yeah, I thought she was really good as Abby
She's
Mallard.
just good. You know what always surprises me? The fact that she turns up in a lot of things that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I always go, oh, it's
Yeah,
Jessie.
yeah.
And the amount of times that I've done that, like we've just started, well, I say we've just started, it was about a year ago now. We've been watching Shameless, the American
Oh yeah.
version. She's in that.
Oh my God. But she's one of those actresses that she's got a distinctive look. She's got a distinctive voice.
Yeah.
She's played so many different roles. Like, luckily, she's never been typecast because she's
No.
played a villain. She's played the best friend. Wow, how long has she been playing Jessie now?
Yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, no, love her. And yeah, she is good at Abby, is playing Abby.
So originally, the character was called the Ugly Duckling, which is
Okay.
why he is ugly. Originally was meant to be a boy, and basically the only kind of male name linked to when the character was a boy is Sean Hayes
Oh
of
my God.
Race fame.
Oh, wow. Oh, he would have been good.
Yes. I don't know why they haven't thought about him again.
I know.
Like, why is he not in a Disney film or a
Yeah.
Pixar? Like, why is he not in it? Why do we
Oh, no,
have
he
all
is. He's in Monsters University.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Yeah, he plays
okay.
I'm Perry with an I.
All is forgiven.
Right, yeah, no, he
All is
does.
forgiven.
He is Perry. It's Perry and Perry. And you've got I'm Perry with a Y and I'm Perry with an I. Yeah.
Obviously, as you say, it went to Joan Cusack, but other people who were considered for the role, so I don't know if they auditioned or anything, but were considered include Jamie Donnelly. We have Jamie Lee Curtis, which no.
No.
Sarah Jessica Parker. Now, I don't want to be sued by the SJP fans, but I don't actually like her.
Oh, no,
I'm
like
not
her
the biggest
voice,
fan.
because she's got quite a young voice. So yeah, I could see
Yeah,
maybe where they were going.
yeah, and obviously this would have been Sex in the City era. You know, we're talking the character was changed in 2003 to a girl, so
Yeah,
Sex in the City, she was a known, like Sean Hayes would have been a
yeah,
known.
yeah.
Jodie Foster, Gina Davis, Laura Dern, Helen Hunt, and Vogue,
Madonna.
Madonna.
Well, no, 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 no. Thank God they went with Joan. Not that I
Again,
feel
not
like
looking
this is a
to
film
by
where
Madonna fans.
it's not like it's a film where I feel like the characters were so amazing, you know, that I mean, yeah, but no, no,
Moving
Joan was good.
swiftly on from Madam
Yeah,
X,
okay.
Madam M,
Uh,
whatever it is.
so we've got Run to the Litter, which is the pig,
Yeah.
and he's voiced by Steve Zahn. Now, I love Steve Zahn, right? I think he's one of those actors that gets forgotten, but when people see him in things, he is hilarious.
You said he gets
And
forgotten. I've forgotten who he is.
oh, right. So I'm going to remind you. So he's going to be in or is part of the cast in the new Anaconda film with Jack Black and Paul Rudd.
Oh, okay.
Although we've not seen it, he is in that. So Daddy Daycare with Eddie Murphy,
Okay.
which is
Not seen
so funny. He's in Stuart Little.
that.
He's in
Okay.
You've Got Mail. He's also in that film that I've mentioned before with Drew Barrymore. I think it was when we talked about James Woods. He's in that Riding in Cars with Boys. So he's the one that gets Drew Barrymore knocked up at 16.
Okay.
He's in a film called Sahara with Matthew McConaughey. But loads more. Like they're just the ones that I just think, oh, if anyone's gonna,
Yeah.
I know exactly where you'll know him from. He is Phoebe's first husband.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yes. He's just been in White Lotus. Well,
yes,
a few years ago.
yes, I
Yeah.
saw that on his credits. Yeah,
Oh, yes, he's hot.
a little hot. Yeah,
Yeah, even now.
literally a mini hot.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, he is so funny, and again, his voice is so distinctive,
Yeah.
and I love how he plays Grunt of the Litter because he's a nervous character, and he does it so well.
Other people considered. We have Danny Cooksey, Jim Carrey, Vin Diesel, Jeff Bennett, Nicolas Cage, Brendan Fraser, Brad Garrett, Will Ferrell, and John Goodman. And
Okay,
I'm
maybe
sorry,
Will Ferrell.
I was going to say, apart from Will Ferrell, and I would have said no to all of those, although Carey, sorry, intrigues me.
I know, because he's somebody who hasn't done a voice for Disney or
No,
Pixar.
no.
Like Loxy,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, she's voiced by Amy Sedaris. Now we know her. So she's in Elf, and she's currently in The Mandalorian. She plays the mechanic that helps fix his ship, and she also is Grogu's babysitter.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched The Mandalorian.
She does the adverts for that Lenore scented balls that you put in the washing machine.
Okay.
If you've seen that advert.
If that's what you say she's in, that's what she's
Yeah, she is. Principal Fetchit is voiced by Wallace Shawn, who is Rex from Toy Story. He's in Clueless, Princess Bride, and he's also the principal in a Goofy movie.
Now, what I find quite thinking and looking at some of the names that was kind of like suggested here and there, obviously this was meant to go up against Pixar.
Mm.
And we have Wallace Shawn.
Yeah.
We have Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
We potentially could have had John Goodman.
Yeah.
I'm just looking over all the other people to see if any of them have been in
Pixar
at that time.
Mm.
So there is a bit of I think there's a bit of thieving going on there, or a bit of creative casting. Not saying that any of them were bad or anything like that, but yeah, I see
Possibly.
some similarities.
Dog announcer. I wrote him down simply because of who plays his voice, and it's Harry Shearer, who is Simpsons legend, because he plays Ned Flanders, Mr. Burns, and Principal Skinner. And he's also when Ross is trying to find the perfect zoo for Marcel, he's the one that has a coffee with them at Central Park, and Chandler and Joey come in and says he got into San Diego. He got into San Diego, and he's like, San Diego is a very good zoo, but what I can give you is
because when they're in one of the zoos, when he goes to visit, it's that's
from
not
Wally.
him, it's the other guy.
Yeah, it's from Wally,
and he's from The Simpsons as well.
Oh, the sweeper, the cleaner, the janitor. Yes, he is. He is.
I think he's Homer Simpson.
It could be. I don't know. I don't watch Simpsons, so.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, he could be. But no, I do know who you're speaking about. And yes, he is also, he does loads of voices.
Don Castanella.
Don't know. But yeah, so I thought I'd put that in. So yeah, I know the dog announcer isn't really like a main character, but because of who plays the voice, I was impressed. I've written down Mr. Woolensworth.
Okay.
Yeah. Who is the teacher?
Yes, no, it's okay. I know who you mean.
And there is a very good point to this.
Yes.
Finally. Finally. But at the same time, it's like of all the parts this actor had auditioned and was supposed to play.
Yeah.
This is the one he ended up with. I mean, I'm so gutted for him. But maybe he just sees it as I've finally got Disney on my resume. And that is Patrick Stewart.
Yes. Alternative universe Jafar himself.
Yeah. I mean, he has been itching for a role, or should have had a role since bloody, Oliver and Company?
Yeah.
I mean, bless him. And it's such a tiny part.
I know. It's such a shame that he hasn't, because he does voice work now for, shortly after this is when he would have started doing it on American Dad.
Yeah.
So he clearly can do voice work. I mean,
now,
who knows?
Well, at this point, obviously, Star Trek Generation's done.
Well, he's X-Men. He's X-Men fame, isn't he now?
Yeah, he's now X-Men. Yes, that's right.
So I wonder, with that being reintroduced to the MCU, whether he will get a bigger part in a Disney film.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you, Patrick. This cannot be your only Disney voice work. Right, and then I've got a few left. So I've got Alien Dad, Melvin, voiced by Fred Willard, who I mentioned earlier. Oh, Wally. So he's the pretending to be the owner of San Diego Zoo. You know, when Ross goes to see Marcel and he's not there, and he gives him the zoo vouchers. Right. Yeah. So he's Wally. Modern Family. He plays Phil's dad. And films like comedy films that he's been hilarious in. Best in Show, which is the dog show film. I think Jennifer Coolidge is in that as well. Anchorman with Will Ferrell. And then Alien Mum, Tina, is voiced by Catherine O'Hara.
Yes.
Who is Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. Kevin's mum in Home Alone. And she's in Frankenweenie and Schitt's Creek. Yeah. The alien cop I've mentioned because that's Patrick Warburton.
Who is basically in everything now.
So, and again, it's like, I swear he's just one of those actors that just stick him in a booth and they're like, right, we've got this voice for Disney, this voice for Pixar, this for Fox, this voice for, and I think he just gets, because he is literally just his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then tiny parts. Ace, the Hollywood Chicken Little, is voiced by Adam West, who is the TV show Batman, the original, the one that our parents would have watched. And Mayor Turkey Lurkey is voiced by Don Knotts, who sadly passed away just after this film. So he was a legendary American TV actor. He was on The Andy Griffin Show, Pleasantville, Three's Company, and it's a mad world.
So by December 2003, the majority of the cast was announced, but it also included Katie Finneran, who was going to provide the voice for Goosey Lucy, but she was dropped and basically was replaced by the Disney storyboard artist, Mark Walton.
Okay.
So, but yes, I just mentioned that because he's got a really good
surname.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if the viewers know your surname.
Well,
viewers,
they do.
Sorry, listeners. I don't know if the listeners are aware of your surname, Stephen, so that might just go over their heads.
Well, if they've listened to the Mary Poppins, they would know because Julie Andrews was married to a Summit Walton.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know if he was related, and we weren't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
Music.
Music. Yes.
Okay. I'll go through the songs. I've not written down every single one, but I've written down the ones that people will know.
Yep.
Okay. So we've got Stir It Up, which is near the beginning of the film. And it was originally recorded in 1984 for the Beverly Hills Cop film. And that both are performed by Patti LaBelle. But in this version, Joss Stone also features in the song. Then the next one is One Little Slip. And I think this is the only original song for the film from my research.
Mm-hmm.
It's written by Ed Robertson and Steve Page and performed by Bare Naked Ladies. Now, I had heard of Bare Naked Ladies, but I didn't listen to them.
Yeah, I don't know what songs, but I've heard of them.
Yeah. I think because obviously it's quite an unusual band name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the rest of the music are all like pop culture songs that either the characters sing or we hear briefly in the background. So some of them are, we've got Ain't No Mountain High Enough. It's the Diana Ross version.
Yep.
Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
I think they do that on the karaoke.
Yes.
It's The End of the World as We Know It by R.E.M. We Are the Champions, I Will Survive, Staying Alive, and Wannabe, because Abby sings that on the karaoke as well. The composer.
Now.
So the composer, which we've had before, he did Emperor's New Groove, and that is John Debris, and he has a very impressive resume. The Greatest Showman, Iron Man 2, Hocus Pocus, The Orville, Elf, and The Princess Diaries 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so he's done a few things for Disney by the looks of it. But composers that were asked, which I've written down, and they all turned it down due to other commitments. So Theodore Chaparro. Now I've written down that he's just done The Housemaid, which is that book turned into a film that everyone's been raving about.
Yeah, I've not seen it, but Luke
No,
has.
well, I think it's just come out. So yeah, so for listeners, like that's the kind of film, like that's Harry Gregson Williams. He composed Gladiator 2, and John Powell is Wicked.
Oh, okay.
So they were all asked. And then I've written down as just a little fact, I couldn't really find much about the music, is at this point in 2005, it's the 15th classic to not be a musical of characters breaking into song 3 or more times at random moments since Bambi. That's that.
So yeah, I can talk a little bit about the animation.
Okay.
So I'm going to give this a brief overview because we have a special episode that goes into it more.
Yes, which came out last week.
Oh. So yeah, as I said, this time basically Pixar was hoping to. I think they were more hoping just to get a better deal rather than going elsewhere. Steve Jobs was happy to sell the company. No one was asking him if he wanted to sell it. It was Bob Iger that came along, go, do you want to sell it? Everyone else was going, oh, we'll negotiate this deal and whatnot. So what Disney needed to do is prove that they could do CG animation on their own, and they created this software which was actually called Chicken Wire.
That's a funny name.
Yeah, well, the reason why is because actual chicken wire itself, the metal grids and
right, yes,
grid, that's chicken wire.
uh-huh.
That's the animation. So all the characters on the computer are made up of chicken wire, and that's how they make topiaries at Disney World. It's all done with chicken wire and then little plants potted in. And what that allowed them to do was to stretch and mold the characters because they wanted this film, Disney's CGI, to replicate the early shorts, Mickey Mouse, especially Goofy. I think Goofy is quoted quite a lot around because obviously he stretches and he's with his arms waving up and whatnot.
Yeah.
Very much. They did it so that was the Disney style. One of the things that they did was they had on the screen, when you animate elsewhere, you're usually just animating that part of the character. So if you're animating the arm waving, that's the bit that's moving, so you animate that. Similar for CGI, but they use something called shelf control, which means you could see the whole character whilst you were moving their arm. So even if you was to have the arms kind of stretch out to grab something, it would still be in proportion to the rest of the body. You could manipulate those bits, which other films like Shrek and Pixar were not doing. So they created their own animation style.
What comes to mind with you saying that is, do you remember when we talked about Treasure Planet?
Yeah.
And how they did John Silver, because he was half cyborg.
Yeah.
And how they did that test by putting the cyborg hand on Captain Hook's hand to see if it would. Well, that was just the hand that they animated.
Yeah.
So that's obviously what they did before, where it was just single body parts. But now you're saying that they went as far as creating something that moved the body just like a human's body would move at the same time as a limb.
Yeah.
So you don't stand there stiff as a board as you move your arm and your hand.
So you were able to tweak those little bits as well, which, for this period of time with CG films, that was really clever.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, at this time, Disney doesn't come off great in the early days of Disney and Pixar, because what they then did was they moved Cars to another date,
Uh-huh.
state, so they could release Chicken Little in its place, which, because it's CGI, if people are not paying attention, that could have been, oh, it's a Pixar film because it's in the traditional Pixar slot.
Yeah.
They do that quite a bit. And one of the negotiations that they do when they are Pixar is bought is that they want the summer slot from now on.
Okay.
So this was very sneaky, and I think they saw it and were a bit like, "Oh no, we can
Mm.
see what you're doing. You're going to throw us under. We want that slot."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've got a few just
Yeah.
random bits.
Go.
So good luck editing this one. Um, In its opening weekend, Chicken Little debuted at number one, which is the first animated film to do so since Dinosaur. Just as a note, Dinosaur isn't their first CGI film because the backgrounds were live action.
Oh,
Um,
right. Okay. Yes.
so
Yeah, that makes sense.
opening weekend for Chicken Little took $40 million, which tied it with The Lion King as the largest opener for an animated film.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Then it claimed number one again in its second week, that week earning 31.7 million, which beats Sony's sci-fi film Zathura, which I have never heard in my entire life, but it beat it.
Okay.
It's the second highest grossing animated film of 2005 and basically just behind DreamWorks' Madagascar.
Wow.
So we did well. I think when you look at the critique and everything, it's to do with the fact that the storyline isn't strong.
Yeah.
Just a few first and last. This is the first film for Disney Animation to be released under the name. Sorry, this is the last film to be released under the name Walt Disney Feature Animation because it's renamed for the next film, Meet the Robinsons, to just Walt Disney Animation Studios.
Right.
Because of that, it's the last to use the 1985 Walt Disney Pixar Pictures logo. So you know the castle we remember, where it's
Yes.
like the block and do
Yeah.
on there, woo, over the top.
Uh-huh.
That was first used on the Black Cauldron. It was used throughout our entire lives up to this point.
So
But
for
it's
30 years.
yeah,
No, 20 years.
no,
20,
not
20
20 years.
years. Yeah, 20
But yeah,
years.
it was. It's the last Disney animated feature film to be released on VHS.
Oh,
I
the
know.
end of an era.
Yes. However, this VHS was only released as a Disney Movie Club exclusive.
Oh.
So unless you were part of that movie club, you wouldn't have got this on VHS.
I think the last VHS we bought was Simba's Pride, Lion King 2.
Now, for Disney, the last one was Lilo and Stitch. But we had like The Incredibles and Finding Nemo on VHS, so I don't know which one we would have got first.
I think it was simply because once we got a DVD player,
Yeah.
which was when Bug's Life came out. So you're looking at, by the time we got it in the UK, probably the year 2000,
Yeah.
because it was that and Gladiator were the two that my mum picked. Because back in the day, when you bought a DVD player, you also got to choose a film.
Yes.
And there was a deal on in Macro, and it was a 5-disc changing thing. Oh, I mean, she went all out. It was for my dad's Christmas.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it was Gladiator and Bug's Life. And then, yeah, so from there, she just bought them on DVD. So yeah, Simba's Pride, Lion King 2 was the last Disney video we had.
Well, my first for the DVD was The Simpsons. You know, when they did like the collections of The Simpsons with like 4 episodes on.
Oh,
I
yes.
got a Christmas one of those. I
Okay.
got a series one of Ab Fab, and I got Bruce Almighty. They were my first DVDs.
Oh,
I know. Anyway, it's the last Disney animated canon film to have a McDonald's Happy Meal commercial.
wow.
Till Ralph breaks the internet.
Oh,
So they broke off their agreement. I actually remember this being a full-on conversation where Disney, you're no longer going to get Disney toys from McDonald's, and Chicken Little was the last. And it's like, oh,
mm,
okay. There's 250,000 feathers on Chicken Little as
okay.
well. The film is dedicated to the memory of Joe Grant, who we've mentioned countless times in our podcasts. And then it was nominated and one of the first nominees for favorite animated movies from the Kids' Choice Awards in 2006, but it also lost to Madagascar.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, Madagascar is better. A few other little bits. Gary Marshall, Steve Zahn, and Wallace Shawn also share the same birthday, which is November the 13th.
Oh,
Wallace Shawn and Harry Shearer were both born in 1943, just 1 month apart. Wallace Shawn was November the 13th, whereas Harry Shearer was December the 23rd. Um, this film has the most amount of celebrity voice casts from any 2000s Disney animated film that were then involved in Pixar films. You got Wallace Shawn, Joan Cusack that I mentioned earlier. You mentioned Fred Willard. Steve Zahn would be in The Good Dinosaur, and Catherine O'Hara would be in Elemental.
yes, that's right.
The film was released. Again, Disney was taking advantage of the whole Pixar thing because it was released 10 years after Toy Story. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that was naughty of them.
it is a bit, honestly, low blows.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pop culture references in this.
Oh
A
God.
lot.
It gets to a point where it's like, wow, they're getting desperate now. Like they clearly needed to put something in there, and it was like, what else can we put in here? Like, oh,
I'm going to do one of my deep breaths and just
okay,
go for it. Okay.
go.
At the beginning, they have the Disney style storybook openings. So Snow White, Seven Dwarfs, Sleeping Beauty, but it also features the opening for The Lion King, including using the song Circle of Life. Chicken Little's wish on the alien ship disguised as a star is a reference and a parody of Pinocchio. Melvin wears a three-eyed Mickey Mouse watch in one of the scenes.
Yeah.
In the movie theatre, it's playing Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. The fish recreates the climatic skyscraper scene from King Kong films. We have runt fearing fish had been implanted with a face hugging embryo babies, which is a reference to the Alien franchises. Weirdly, the license for that had actually been given to Walt Disney World to create a attraction called Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter, but it closed before this film was released. Run references the plot twist that Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father. Abby references H.G. Wells' novel The War of the Worlds, which this film
Oh,
is clearly partly
yeah,
based on.
clearly.
Intergalactic Law 90210 is a reference to the zip code, which would have been part of the Beverly Hills 90210 series. Cows Moo-Politan and Cosmo-Poultry are both based on Cosmopolitan. Newsqueak is based on Newsweek. Baseball for Drummers is part of the For Dummies. Baseball for Dummies is part of the For Dummies book series. We've got Horse Beautiful, which is parody of House Beautiful. We've got Cow and Driver, which is based on Car and Driver. Books, Laptop, features an acorn logo rather than the Apple logo. And the receiving the email comes with, "You have a hate mail," which is a parody of AOL's "You've got mail."
Yeah.
RuPaul also does. The mayor talks about Tic Tac candy, and the theatre popcorn buckets feature the logo for Jolly Time, which at the time was a real popcorn company.
Okay.
And that's all I've got. Except there was going to be a sequel, which is a quick, nothing to do with anything else that I've said, but basically there was a sequel. It was going to be called Chicken Little 2 Mission to Mars, but when John Lasseter came in, he cancelled all the sequels apart
Oh,
from the
thank
ones
you,
that
John.
were, yeah, basically. So the plot would involve the main character Chicken Little in the middle of a love triangle between Abby Mallard and a new character, Raffaella, who was a French thief.
Oh.
However, there was a video game that came out called Chicken Little Ace in Action, which served as a direct sequel to the film, which is ironic because another pop culture reference is the Spaceballs video game is the official sequel to the original Spaceballs film.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all that.
Right.
And I'm spent. Boom.
Wow.
Chicken Little has some facts. Who knew?
I know.
Go on
Okay,
now. Big
so
star.
let's get to the fun part then.
Yeah.
The bit everyone wants to know.
Yes, I think they already do, but yes.
So, well, before I dive into what I wrote down, I want to make 2 points because it was points that I felt were important. A, to my thought, and B, to how bad this film is.
Okay.
Okay, point number 1. It takes 30 minutes. Now, bearing in mind, this film is only, thank God, an hour and 21. But it takes 30 minutes for the piece of the sky to be seen. And it's the bedroom scene.
But he has to be proved to be a liar first.
But does it need to take 30 minutes?
I don't know.
And then it takes 50 minutes for them to actually interact with the alien. So 30 minutes before this film it ends, and as in credit ends, that's when they interact with the alien. So yeah. And I just felt that with how far apart and at the points of the film that those two bits are, that they just crammed in all those Easter eggs and pop culture references that you just mentioned to fill the gaps. Because
There
I
isn't
feel that
life
the
for them.
story itself, the plot, is stretched
Yeah.
very thinly. Anyway, I want to make a positive comment, which is I really appreciated the efforts that the company was going to finally attempt to pull their finger out and do something about the fact that they were so far behind all these other animation studios and that they'd been blind for so long and they had held on to the hits of the 90s to keep them going, which gave other studios a chance to finally compete with them. And oh boy, did they scare the shit out of Disney.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Eisner was still in charge to make that decision before he finally left. I would have hated to have his legacy to have ended where he had to be taken away in order for this change to happen. I'm glad he finally saw what they needed to do before he left.
The thing is Disney had been borrowing or using Pixar technology since The Rescuers Down Under.
Yeah.
They could have done this long before now.
Yeah, they could have. They could have.
As soon as Pixar Toy Story was a success, they could have started with Tarzan.
Yeah. But they didn't necessarily need to go down the road of making a full-on CGI. No one is saying that that's what they needed to do. That's not the reason people were going to the cinema to see these films over their films. But they just weren't reading what viewers were actually going to the cinema for. You know, it was not fairy tale, and it
No.
was not cute little funny animals, and it wasn't even for good music. It was for real escapism from how shit the world is. And the fact that technology was really at the forefront at this point. You know, gadgets are very common. Everyone has got a TV now. Everyone has got a DVD player now. Kids were now more into playing computer games than going to the cinema.
I didn't go to the cinema.
They needed to make films that were going to get kids to put their video games down and go to the cinema with their mom and dad. And they weren't doing that.
No.
So, yeah. But I am glad that they finally, and the fact that as well that they created their own. I mean, when you explained all the chicken wire thing, I mean, God, I was so impressed. It's going back to the time when Disney created things in order to make his films. That's what Disney was known for in the beginning, amongst Hollywood. Obviously, to the viewer, we didn't know stuff like that. We know it now. I can see, which I make a point, like with the type of characters that they chose to have, i.e., anamorphic. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Animal human. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Disney is known for their animal characters and is praised for how they've drawn animals. And I can see where they were, you know, going to the past and sort of thinking, right, well, if we're going to do this, we need to take new technology, but go with classic Disney ingredients, which is fine. I can understand why they went down that road. And I liked the way that the animals were designed. I mean, apart from the odd one, like obviously Abby, most of them, even though it's 3D, they did look Disney. Like I could see there were like, oh yeah, that it does look Disney. It didn't look like a Pixar. It didn't look like a DreamWorks. You know, they were.
Yeah.
Which is where I struggled with The Wild, because that did not look Disney at all. And I mean, Chicken Little especially is so cute. Like so cute. The Easter eggs, right? So obviously you mentioned them.
A few.
Yeah, a few. Because it's not even them all.
No.
And yeah, I do feel that it got really excessive because of the humor that DreamWorks was adding in their film. I felt that they were forcing it in this by using pop culture references. I remember when I first saw it, I did like it. And I think I was just, I think it was one of those where I really wanted to like it, because I felt like I was just relieved that Disney was making a film that I thought, oh, they're going to compete with, they're coming back. Like they're not going away. But I clearly didn't watch it properly, because obviously when I watch it now, it's like, oh, I can't bear it. Right. In regards to the story, for me, I know, now at the time, kids wouldn't know, but I know there is clearly like two stories going on, right? It's clearly a take on War of the Worlds, right? And the strange thing is that I am 100% sure that Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds came out in 2005, right? Because I remember I didn't know about War of the Worlds until I saw that film. Obviously, my mum then, educated me and was like, "Oh yes, no, it was this," and Burton did the radio thing, the voice of the original, and blah blah blah. Yeah. Anyway, And I remember thinking when I saw Chicken Little, oh, this is like their take on War of the Worlds. And I really like the Steven Spielberg War of the Worlds. So you've got War of the Worlds, clearly. But then you've got this scared, like kid who's
That's the boy
trying.
who cried wolf.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
that's it. You've got, yeah.
yeah. That's what
And
it's
the
based
whole
on.
father son,
Yeah.
so you could say there's three.
That's kind of in the original Boy Who Cried Wolf,
Okay. All right. Okay,
in
then.
in a way.
In regards to the father son relationship, wasn't feeling it. Like, I didn't feel sorry for him. If anything, I kind of think he deserves the hate
Yeah, a little bit.
because I talk about overreacting,
Yeah,
ringing that bell.
but
I
then he is
mean,
a little kid.
no, you would have gone to a grown up. You wouldn't have gone and rang the bell.
Okay.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. And yeah, I get that they were trying to do the whole, oh, they're not managing to communicate. But there was no backstory to that. Like, there's no explanation as to why they don't communicate, because there's no backstory to where the mum is. That I needed that to make me feel like, oh, I
Yeah.
can see why they're struggling. Whereas,
Mhm.
see, if it
Doesn't-
was the original where it was a girl, a daughter, and a father, I wouldn't have needed the mother backstory because, in traditional sense, fathers can sometimes be afraid of daughters because of certain subjects. They can't be done with crying. It makes them nervous, so they don't know what to say, or with what girls go through, the change of moods. That I can totally see. But when it's a father and a son who can't communicate, I felt, well, there needed to be a reason for that, and there wasn't any. And I think if they'd had a backstory to the mum not being there, that could have been the reason why they don't talk. Whereas, see in Finding Nemo, you know, we know why Marlin is like that with Nemo, because we're shown at the start of the film how the mum died and all those other fish eggs. I mean, we are heartbroken. And all Marlin does is spend his entire waking life. So when he's up, and probably when Nemo's still asleep, is protecting him. So we understand why they don't communicate well. Lastly, I'm going to say that Finlay watched this with me and he said it's trash.
Well, I can't respect his opinion, to be honest, because he says a lot of things that I enjoy is trash. Um,
So it's a 1 out of 5 for me.
or one. Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, a 1 out of 5.
So for me, I mean, I didn't watch this when it came out. I went through a period of not being a fan of 3D animation. And I actually thought that Disney should have continued with the 2D animation, but actually just done better films.
Yeah,
That,
agreed.
that's how I felt. And I'd grown up with the Renaissance, and this was just nothing like it. It was very old, it was very dated. Then Shrek came along, and Shrek felt like it kind of spoke to me a little bit because it took the Mickey out of Disney. All these old perfect fairy tales, everything that all of this. No, we're a bit grown up on that. We're going to have an ogre with a princess. And it kind of, although that story is very basic, there's so much in it that actually carries you through the story.
Yeah.
Then other things like Madagascar, I enjoyed that. Shrek 2, enjoyed those. And I just stopped with Disney. Pixar, I
Yeah.
didn't know Pixar and Disney were the same company. I thought they were different. So
Yeah,
I
I thought they were. I mean,
I was
technically we are right, but I didn't understand the whole distributing
yeah,
thing.
I didn't get that. So I was very much like, why are Disney making crap and yet Pixar's a lot better. They're making Toy Story. I was a young boy. That's you don't think about all the little extra bits. You just
Yeah.
think Toy Story's good, Mulan is crap. I'm gonna watch Toy Story. So that to me was where I was at this point. So I never watched it. I then got the Blu-rays and say when we went to the Disney store and I was going through them, and there's a period of time in the early 2000s that is just not good for CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Really not good. Like really bad. And I
Yeah.
think it dated a lot more than like practical effects from the 70s.
Uh-huh.
But so that put me off this film a little bit.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, it's just crap. Like all the other films of this age, just crap. And then me and Luke sat down and watched the Disney films, but out of order. We had a
Okay.
little jar that we picked the films out of, and that's what we would watch. And we
Okay.
watched it out of context. And I enjoyed it. I found it funny.
Okay.
I didn't mind the animation of it. It feels like rather than pinching from different studios for films, they took a lot of the irrelevance of everything from SpongeBob, which was huge at that time.
Okay.
Like I could sit there and watch SpongeBob for hours on end. For me, the fact that I think some of the humor is kind of linked up to SpongeBob. I mean that with Indiana Jones being on the cinema and it's the live action, that's in SpongeBob countless times where they just go
Okay.
live action and just add that in. So for me, that's the connection that I had.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of Luke's favorite films, Disney films. He really liked it. And for this podcast, wanted to sit and watch it, and I did, and I enjoyed it. I didn't think there was anything brilliant about it, but I also didn't think it was absolute garbage.
Yeah.
So I have been probably generous, I'm not sure, but I've given it a 3 out of 5.
Oh my God.
Looking back, Home on the Range, The Wild, With the Bear, Treasure Planet, Atlantis, Fantasia 2000, even Tarzan, Mulan, Dinosaur, they're just below this for me. So I felt that I needed to give it a 3. I couldn't give it any lower than a 3, but I also couldn't give it any higher.
Okay. Well, that's very generous of you, Stephen.
I think it's one that you just have to sit and watch, but then that might be just a difference of humor. Like I like things like Phineas and Ferb and let's say SpongeBob, and
Mm-hmm.
where it's just stupid humor that's completely irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
So, and maybe that's just a difference why I get it a little bit more.
Maybe. I've had to suffer with SpongeBob lately because of Finn. I mean, he's watched the films, not necessarily the series, but he's watched the films and he really likes them.
The first film is good. And
Mm-hmm.
because we've kind of gone through a bit of a renaissance at the minute, me and Luke, of watching things what we watched as a kid, we've watched Pokemon when some of the things on there is just like, what is this? And it's like, yeah, but I'm enjoying it. And it's like, I don't know why. We've been watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh,
And
wow.
again, the humor in that is just stupid. But
Yeah.
it matches.
Uh-huh.
All of this all matches.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably why I like it a little bit more because I
Okay.
wish I'd watched it at the time. I think I would have enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, clearly.
I don't have a synopsis for it. I've been trying to think of one since we reviewed
Oh,
it, and I still don't have one.
never mind. Well, you better have one for the next one.
And
You've
on that
got a
note,
week. Yeah, you've got a week. You've got a week. I can sense it getting better. So I am looking forward to what's
so
coming.
ignoring the wild, just we'll ignore that. For me, now, Chicken Little is the beginning of the next stage.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm not there yet.
So actually, all the films now, I do. There's
You
none
find
that I.
watchable.
Yeah, There is none that I hate. I think, not to give away spoilers or anything like that, but I think it takes a while until there's a film that I just don't like
Okay.
from this point onwards.
Wow. Listeners, this is why you need to keep listening. And on that note,
Yes, I'll let you close it. It's fine.
yes, we'll leave you now. We'd love to know what your thoughts are on Chicken Little. If you agree with me that they stretched a plot far too thin and filled it with Easter eggs to the point where it just got stupid, or do you agree with Stephen, who loved the Easter eggs and couldn't get enough of them? You can find us on Threads, Facebook, Instagram at The Jamie and Stephen Show. You can also get in touch via email, The Jamie and Stephen Show at outlook.com. And if you do find yourself with a couple of minutes spare, please leave a review for this episode and any other episode that you've listened to.
Doesn't need to be a few minutes. Just click the 5 stars. Just
Yeah. Come on, it doesn't cost you anything.
No, literally, just click like, subscribe, done.
Yeah.
And say, brilliant. I agree with Stephen. That's all you've got to do. That's all you've got to do. TTFN.
Yes, ta-ta for now.
Bye.
Bye.